is unable to take your call. Please leave your message after the tone.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? Hey, yeah, I screwed up on my my earlier stream. Not only did I forget to hit the record button, even though I actually found out when I went back to go delete what I thought was going to be a 20-minute video, it said it actually, when I hit the record, it said it got everything. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll remember that for future streams in case I forget to hit record. Just like, yep, just hit the record as soon as I realized I didn't hit it and see if it picked up everything. If it did, great. If it didn't, not great. But also, I also didn't put on switch back to the game capture screen to where I switched back over to live scene. So yeah, so everybody was just like staring at a screen and just listening to me instead of see exactly what I'm doing. So, but with that, hey, let's continue with the main quest. And let's try not to, screw this up any more than what I have. So, anyways, I ended up just deleting the video. It was just, to me, it just became unprofessional. So, and I try to be as much of a professional as I possibly can. Every day I'm trying to improve this channel, where it can just be as good as it can. I mean, I'm trying to learn from other streamers, seeing what they're doing, and so I can develop my own unique style. Because I know a lot of people have like come in and comment, and it's like, oh, you ever thought about stylizing it more? Well, I'm trying to learn. So just doing the best that I can. But anyways, hey, enough about my boo-hoo-hoos. I will go ahead. Let's get into this game and let's do these quests. All right, I'm working on all's veils that ends veils. That's the current quest I'm covering on. You can see it off to the right. And I will say is my allergies have just been horrendous. So I'll have to pause occasionally here and there so I can like blow my nose and shit like that. Oh, and what the hell? Oh, semi for a second. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to blow my nose, so. Alright. Okay, let's continue on. So anyway, if anybody's watching who's a hockey fan, I was watching a little bit of the game last night between the Rangers and the Canadiens. Of course, Rangers got the win, but the score... I mean, the Rangers definitely put on a good offensive show, but their defense did not quite do as well. Because, I heard like, oh, I saw that's like, oh yeah, they scored 7 goals, but they gave up 4 to the Canadians, and I will say one of the goals was just a unfortunate bounce against Quick, where he kind of made the save, but then as he sprawled out, the puck hit the backboard, bounced back towards the front of the net from behind him, and then as he tried to close up his legs, it hit the inside of his leg. So as he tried closing them up real quick, because I think he probably thought the puck was underneath him or something. I don't know from the way he reacted, but he ended up kicking the goal, the puck right to his own goal. So it was very unfortunate. It's one of those things where you just like, man, it can happen to any goalie. You can't really, I can't put the blame on the goalie for that. But, he let in 3 other goals, which I'm like, 2 of them he should have had, and you could just tell from his body language. Only one, though, was like one he was just absolutely, he got straight up just beaten on. I don't get me wrong, he got beaten on the other 3 as well, but, you know, the one was one he was just like, nope, nope, that guy I was not stopping for sure. But then, you know, like the other 2, you know, like you say, you could just see from the way he reacted, he was just like, man, I thought I should have fucking had that. And he should. Let me go here real quick. Let me see if that door opens. I can't remember if it does or not. If it does, cool, then I'll go in here. I'm gonna see about grabbing these quests real quick, because they might... see one, it looks like there's 2 of them. Can't see the symbol of these, but the way it's colored in, yeah, it's bet you at least one of them is a wind current, if not probably both. All right, let's go to this one over here. Oh, yep, we got wind current. God damn, with fucking allergies. You know, and I'll just do these as they come along. Well, looks like that will be... I was hoping they'd be more towards where the main quest is going, but... yes, but unfortunately they're not. Alright, let's see. Okay, we're not too far out of the way. Let's start with these 2 over here. Alright. So I've been doing some I've been trying to lose weight. So, and like I said, I keep the camera off right now because I'm walking in place. I'm standing up. So, and just so where I have a little stand right here in front of me on top of my desk. So this is where like my keyboard is up more elevated, so it's not, I probably raise it up a good half a foot or something, as well as my controller. But I'm resting my controller on this stand as well. And usually I use this as like a TV monitor stand, but I'm using it to uphold my not only my keyboard, but also I can rest my hand on while I'm walking in place. And yeah, like I said, I'm doing walking in place, so I've been doing this the last few streams, and I've actually lost about a pound in weight. So I'm actually like pretty excited about that. Just being able to keep the body active. Not just sitting on my ass. So that's what I do. Eventually I'll put the camera back on, but for right now I'm not going to. I find there's no point, especially when I'm trying to do things. It really, but eventually I think I'll elevate the camera higher, since for when I'm standing, it's still looking down at like my hands or my keyboard and shit like that. And where is? Oh, he's over there. Okay, well I'm up here. Let me see. Hold on a sec. Which is True Carrot Crimes. Let's see. Search for iron carrots. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna go down to here. God damn. All right. Hold on a sec. Alright, let's just go ahead. Let's just kick the crap out of this guy. Oh. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Alright, cool. Awesome. Alright, cool. Got him. He's down. Well, yeah, so, that's what I've been doing. This is where I can, because right now, like I said, despite that, I have a job, and I use the air quotes and that, my job is not giving me any work. So, as of yesterday, I haven't worked in, 2 weeks. I've only, out of the last 20 possible working days, I've only worked 4 days, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is their way of trying to get me to quit or something. I know parent company that I work for. So I work for. I technically work for a big company. That's who pays me. You know, even though I work for a small, but they subcontracted me out to some small company. But whatever hours I do for them, the actual company I work for, they pay me that. I was like, okay, what a weird thing they got going on. Okay, cool. But you know, but I was talking to them. I was just like, hey, look, the small company isn't, for what reason? Maybe they honestly have no work. You know, because they're like, hey, you know, for drivers, you know, hey, look, we don't have enough stuff. You know, if we just bring you in, it might be only for a couple hours or whatever. And I live roughly about 45 minutes away from the place, and and I told him, I was just like, I need minimally like 5 hours per shift, since where it makes up for, it pays for the gas and the tolls I gotta pay. Because if I try taking and most of the way I can drive, the local ways, but the last part I can't, because there's so much traffic. Like the one time I did, it turned my 45-minute trip into an hour and a half, because traffic was just so ridiculously bad. And that was the only time I was ever late for work. No, I was late another time. But I think maybe, I don't know. But still, I don't like being late for work. It's very unprofessional, in my opinion, regardless of what job that you do. No, leave me alone. Ah, fuck. Alright, come on, let's do this. And so anyways, and you talk about, the last day I worked, which was 2 weeks ago, it was just like, what, 7 or 8 hours, and it's just like, okay, I made a whopping $200. And honestly, $200 a day is actually not bad at all. But when you're only doing it like 1 day a week, it's like, hey dudes, I can't live off that. Thank God for retirement from my other job, but I barely get in, and I as I said before. Oh shit! Did I go to the wrong place? Yeah, I did. So I get for not paying attention. And it barely allow me to break even. Say carrot happiness. Okay, carrot happiness. Hold on a sec. Whenever you do these, which I assume everybody here who's watching this already knows, but if not, for what reason, always just type in whatever it says you need to do, copy it 100% that way. So as you see right here, make sure you include the quotation marks before, at the start and at the end, and just everything in between, just copy it exactly the same way. So if it's some like every other letter is uppercase, the alternate between upper and lowercase, yeah, you know what, just write it the same way. Even if they say a phrase that includes this, just write what they want, and they'll take that as a good response. Even if they're like, say, well, you can say like, as long, let's take for example, write something that includes the carrot of happiness. And you're like, well, on this day, blah 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 blah. And you go through it, and you say and then you put in the quotation marks, the carrot of happiness, and then you proceed to write some more. It'll generally accept it, or you just say in quotation marks, the carrot of happiness, and it'll be like, yep, you're good. That's what I always do. I don't fuck around with it. But that's just me. But anyway, so with my job, so now I'm in the process. I'm still technically employed, but I basically don't have a job at this point. And I'm sure because of where I live, some labor laws I think come into effect if they technically fire me for whatever reason. You know, maybe they're mad at me. I don't know. I thought I'd been doing okay, you know, except, like, I don't know, some guy was claiming I hit him, you know, I was explaining this to my boss. I was just like, yeah, I showed her pictures. I was just like, I never left my lane. So the only way for us to make contact, he must have come into my lane, even though he's claiming I went into his. I was like, not possible. Look at the video. You know, but because the police would have come out and making a report, they were like, so she was threatening, you know, you know, she was very worried, you know, because, like, the insurance company would you know, they could just decide to say, well, since there's nothing to say that the driver that you, referring to me, the driver didn't hit anybody, we're just going to automatically assume that the other guy that is going to win, and they're just going to pay out. I'm just like, so who knows? You know, who knows at this point? Maybe that's why, because it didn't really start too long right after this, where. Because that happened like the 2nd or 3rd of January last month. And like I said, I went like 3-4 weeks, nothing worried. And it's just like these last 3 weeks, starting right at the end of January, all of a sudden it's just like, just didn't give me anything. They were giving me like 1 day here, 1 day there. And I'm just like, okay, what's going on? Well, I'm just like, I mean, for all I know is next week they could give me 3 days of work, but hold that thought for a sec. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. But and I just sit there. It's like even they give me 3 days next week, and honestly, right now I'm fine with like about 3 to 4 days worth of work. I mean, I would like to work every day if possible, you know, Monday through Friday. Well, you give me 3 days, if you give me, you know, 25 to 30 hours a week between 3 or 4 days, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It just then I was like, I got some money coming in. I can build up my account slowly. It won't be as good as when I was doing over the road stuff, you know, with another company, but still, you know, I still make around $750 to almost $900 a week. You know, $750, you know, on the low end. Actually, no, I'm sorry, $700 to $850 a week. You know, and I mean, it's nowhere near when I was making nearly on average like $1,600 a week at my other job. But I didn't want to do over the road anymore. Over the road, you know, means Monday through Friday, I'm out wherever, and then I come home for the weekends. Usually, on average, about 40 hours. I'll be home, and then I'll be back on the road. So I'm not even home for a full 2 days. And it's just like, and I knew going locally, I would not get paid as much. But it would look fine on my resume, like when I go and move to out of state because I want to go to New Hampshire. So when I go up there and they're like, oh hey, you've done 2 years, not only you did all these years, you know, driving out doing regional work, and regional going anywhere from Maine all the way down south. I've been as far north as up in Maine by the Canadian border. And I've gone as far south as, I think it was Atlanta, Georgia. It was about the furthest south I've been. And then I've been out to Wisconsin at one point. I got all the way out to Wisconsin. So, I mean, I've been all over the place. You know, and everywhere in between those places. But it's just, you know, I really got tired of doing that because I want to be able to sleep in my own bed every day. So anyway, like I said, that's why I switched to now continuing on that resume. They're like, okay, you did all that, you've been all these places, and now you've done a lot of local work. Let's see, carrot happiness. Okay, carrot happiness. Hold on a sec. Carrot of happiness. Wait. I knew I would look wrong for. Oh. Oh, I gotta look at that one because I. So I had the slash there at the end. It's good. No, it's good. But I got it. Anyway, so with my resume, it'll show when I get to New Hampshire. I have let's see, about 6-7 years of driving experience. 4 of that would be 4 to 5 of that would be over the road type experience, and then I would have about 2 years where I'm driving locally, going to the city, in and out, going into tight places, as such, and then they'll be like, "Hey, cool, you got a lot of experience," and then I could, go for top dollar, generally something like that. Though, unfortunately, I do have like one accident. It depends on how far back a company decides to ask for in their resume, and they're like, well, because one company I saw was just like, well, as long as you have like one or less minor accidents, and the accident I got into was just a minor one. It was, both cars drove away. The lady unfortunately, she got shook up a little bit, but she's like, hey, look, I don't need a hospital. Just fix my door. We'll be okay. And it could, they're like, and they're like, hey, other than that, you have good, clean record. And, you hit that, and they'll say, yeah, we'll give you top dollar. Be like, cool, But, oh yeah, there's the door. Some places like you can't have like one company says like you can't have any accidents at all within the last 5 years. And I'm just like, well, okay, well that kind of tells me they're not going to take me and all that. So it just depends on what where you decide to go to. If you ever decide to get into trucking and all that, but for me, like I said, within the last 5 years, I have one minor accident. I did have another technically minor accident, but that has fallen off most of what trucking companies look for. And that one wasn't even an accident. But the way how it got written up kind of fucked me over real bad. And that one I really, really wish I could go back and tell that cop to go fuck himself for what he did. But, unfortunately, I can't, and here I am. And like I said, I didn't want another job before I went to New Hampshire because it doesn't look good. If a company's hiring and it says, hey, you've been switching jobs like every year. And some companies be like, yeah, we don't really like that. Now, if you're changing a job, let's say maybe every 2 to 3 years, they tend to not be as worried and all that, but they don't want to invest in all this time. They like to get their money's worth. Now, maybe with local companies, maybe it doesn't matter as much per se, but then again, if they're like, well, we're only going to get you for about a year, and we end up passing on a guy who actually in the last, like, let's say 10 years only changed jobs like once, so he or she is working on average 5 years for a job. It's like, hey, we'd rather have that than a guy who's going to be leaving in a year. Follow your injury to say. I was supposed to be following him. So, maybe I come over this way. This would probably be easier. Because I think I'm supposed to be spying on him. I guess. All right, let me get over here. This is definitely a safe place. He decides to turn around. Yep, see, there he goes. He turned around. Here he comes. Yep. So I was hoping to, like, just to stay with this place for like. Oh. Fuck you. That was. I hate when I get fucking caught. I would do things so much differently, but I gotta stay. I gotta stay within a certain range, or they don't consider. Usually, in real life, I fall back a lot further. Oops! Oh, I want to do that. All right. All right. If I'm right, he's not gonna turn around, so I can just stay here. Stay here. Once he gets past the rock, I can. Unless he fucking changes his mind. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted this to be the last job I had before, you know, I moved to New Hampshire. As long as everything goes correctly with New Hampshire, you know, because I'm hoping to be there for at the end of the summer 2025. Because I want to get closer to, because my wife and kids live up in Canada, right there in between, you know, about halfway in between Montreal and Ottawa. Yeah, see, I got too close. That's why he turned around. Hold on. Alright, let's rush over here real quick. I'll be a little bit closer. Alright. Alright. I should be able to just walk my way up. Wait. I'm not sure how far he can see. I really wish I could test the theories on this one. For I know is he could. Oh, fuck you. Come back over here, bitch. Oh, is he going to get away? No. Holy shit, he saw me from all the way over there. Holy shit. Okay, so he can see pretty good far away. God damn. I was trying to hustle and all of a sudden I tried to get behind. I thought I did, but when I changed the view a little, I could see it's like, oh fuck, my head's popping out. Man, oh man. But yeah, so, you know, like I said, you know, my wife and my kids, you know, they live, you know, halfway in between Ottawa and Montreal, so going to New Hampshire, you know, would be the ideal place for me. Now technically, right around the state border, at the border between Canada and New York would be preferable, but I don't like New York. I don't like a lot of things that is happening there. You know, because, you know, I think they're way out of their fucking mind. I mean, the rural New York is actually really nice. I've had no issues with people rural New York. Unfortunately, they're being walled over by fucking New York City alone, and Rochester. Those two places, you know, fucking, they have ruined that state. You know, now if New York was a lot like New Hampshire, yeah, oh yeah, I'd be trying to get in New York so fast it wouldn't be funny, but it's not. And don't get me started on fucking Vermont. Vermont is out of control. It's probably even worse in certain places. You know, again, that state's being ruined as well. Now let's see, is he gonna turn around? Yep. Okay, there he is. He's turned around. God damn, I couldn't believe he saw that far. But it's good that they say that, because that in reality, now he's getting way too fast. Oh, I might not catch up to him. Oh, am I gonna lose him? Oh, This was the last part. God, I fucking hate it. When it's always, when these little follow things, I always get caught. Now, the first time I got caught, that was stupidity on my part. But it was right there at the beginning. But where I get caught right at the end, it's like the last part. All right, let me see this voice.
Is timely as ever. Thou didst chance to
I'm gonna mute.
conversation with Living Way, I presume. "'Twas not mine intent to move in shadow. Nevertheless, I have been asked to do that and more yet again. Is it so plain that these strangers could intuit it at a glance? My capacity for silence and secrecy and duplicity? When Grahatir did contrive to deliver the first at the price of his own life, I was complicit in the scheme. A sacrifice averted for a mercy. Would that I could say the same for Menphilia. One life for one world. And by that bloody bargain brokered by my hand were the scions robbed of a dear comrade, and Flamine her beloved daughter. Two souls, whose selflessness was beyond measure, whose resolve was unshakable. They would not be moved even had I thought to protest, but protest I did not. Far from it. I pushed them forward. No effort did I make to seek out alternatives, ones that would not demand such terrible costs. That resignation weigheth heavy on my mind, as does the memory of another lost to mine inaction. Dearest Moonbritter, who did face death unflinching, that we might secure a means to bring low the Ascians. In her hour of need, I did naught. Dutiful disciple of Louisoix, ever looking to the greater good. Had I shut mine eyes and bid her live instead, mayhap she would be with us today. Selfish wants, born of everlasting regrets. Most days I put them from my mind, but could think of naught else when asked to swallow the same bitter draught. Subterfuge and sacrifice. Mayhap the right moral choice, but one I regard with great trepidation. The calamity of Amarot was a tragedy beyond reckoning, one which must never again come to pass. Thus must we struggle, haunted by ghosts of those we have lost, clinging to those we pray we can yet save. But what of those we cannot? How do we make peace with the dreadful algebra of necessity? I am not alone in my discomfort, then? Tis surprising, though perhaps not. We scions are wont to debate strategy at length, but are resolute and unwavering in execution. Strange. Scarcely can I remember when last we spoke alone, and so candidly. I thank thee. For all my supposed skill with words, I find it difficult to express such private thoughts. As for the Loporit's proposition, I will take time and consider how to respond. 'Twould be to our mutual benefit if we could converse more openly with our aspiring caretakers. A concern I should be glad to address on the Scion's behalf. To dispense with all pretense and bare one's heart to another is a frightening thing indeed. But we cannot move forward ere we take that bold first step. A lesson I have learned many times before, and today.
What are they saying? Curse these ears! I've had bugger all!
I like these little dudes. All right. That was a good cutscene. I actually liked the anyway. You got the little guys in there and they're talking, and their cute little voices. You know, sounding like kids. Come on, let's face it. So, anyways, let me take my headphones off. So, anyways, what was I talking? Oh yes, I was talking about leaving for New Hampshire and such. Yeah, I mean that's my goal, and I really wanted this job to be like the last one I did before I left for there, and then it would have showed like 2 years ago, like I started this job back in August, like the 1st of August, yeah, the 1st of August I started this job, and the fact is it's going on what 8 months now. I'm looking at leaving just from the fact that inconsistent now. If come tomorrow and my boss is just like from the small company says like, hey, you got work on Monday. I'm like, cool, and if they get me 3 days this week, I'm still gonna throw out some applications out there, but if they start giving me more work, and then okay, I'll hold off, I mean I gotta make a little bit of money, I'm not I'm hoping to bring in at least 40,000 this year. That's what I would like to bring in, and then probably about half of that would go towards gas and shit like that, but oh, I did that again, son of a bitch. Hold on a sec. Alright, cool, that's done. Oh, look. You little fuckers. Go ahead and get you. Obviously, these ones are a little bit weaker. Okay, cool. Any more want to pop out? Yep, of course. Alright. Alright. Cool. Now that's done. I don't know why I just... Anyway, so... That's what I do. I mean, I want to be able to build up enough... in my savings and my... in my main accounts. So this is where, like... I can rent an apartment, and then I would have a good... year's worth of money. I mean, technically I do, but, I would have... I want to be closer towards... 100,000 within my 2 accounts, and I'm, about halfway, about 2/3 of the way there, but, I want to make sure I have enough money in the account that I can say, for the next 2 years, I can rent an apartment and I have everything taken care of. The apartment can be paid off for potentially up to 2 years. That includes food, electricity, I I have enough money I saved up for 2 years worth if I didn't work at all. You know, other than doing all this lovely streaming with all you lovely people who are watching and such. But no, this is where I got plenty of time that I can find a job locally to where I can work and it at least pays for the costs of the apartment and everything. Or if it's really good, and then I can I have enough money to where I can either buy a house or maybe even possibly buy land and build a nice little small place. No, not technically not a tiny house, but pretty close to that. It would have to be something that's big enough to where my wife and kids come to visit, and they have hold on a sec. Okay, what's up there? Awesome. So they come to visit, and obviously, wife be staying in my bed, but then my daughters, they have a room to themselves, and they have their own little privacy, because obviously I don't want them in. Well, it's my wife's privacy, but yeah, I mean, had to be something big enough. I was thinking about maybe even possibly, and I saw this, and I thought it was quite interesting, and I gotta look into the price of these. But they got some of these, basically they're like makeshift foldable housing. They're not. I don't know if they'd be considered permanent housing, but you basically they can. They're small, like a small storage unit, but with the way how the walls are is that the walls are double thick on all the sides because the outside folds up so they can make two equally separate conjoining rooms. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that again. So basically it triples its size. I thought it was neat. Now granted, the one that I saw was made in China, though I really like the concept of the idea. I'm not too really fond of the Chinese, and to be more specific, the Chinese government. I think the Chinese people themselves are probably pretty good people, but their government sucks, and that's a conversation for another stream. I'm actually trying to keep this one kind of pleasant, if possible. So, like I said, looking at these full, and I think it'd be kind of a neat idea, even depending on how much it is and how much it costs to get it there. Because you got, you may say that, let's say the unit is, I'm throwing out a number there. It's probably not even close. Let's say the unit costs $30,000, but then to ship it to you and get the permits, so you can put it on the land, whereas you're going to have it. It might cost you an additional, I don't know, $20,000. And these units they'll have basic lighting, but then you gotta get the plumbing. You gotta maybe get any additional electricity going in. So you may potentially be looking up at another $10,000 easily, and that's not counting even buying land for it. If you decide, say, get yourself an acre or half an acre, who knows how much that'll cost depending on where you are. It can be expensive. I've seen where half acres, because they're located in or near cities or whatnot. You know what I mean? In they're probably on the outskirts or something. I see them going for $30,000-$40,000 for half an acre. And then I'll see half an acre out in the rural area, and they're a couple grand. Granted, now with the way how the economy is going, those prices I think are up to $5 to $10 grand easily, and it's just, honestly, do not hit the assuming strike one way with the mouse. Okay. Failed. Wait a minute, you said strike the runaway mouse. I thought that was it. Okay, I guess not. Do not hit those. Oh. Okay, I don't know what this runaway looks like, so... That was the one I just fucking hit. They said no. Well, no, it was a question mark, so, I mean... No, I'm assuming low prayer. Alright, where are you, little fucker? Where the fuck is... sorry. See, I saw the name Running Away, and I didn't see it as I didn't think of it as a name, though it's capitalized, so it's... Oh, did I know? Oh. I got Running Away. So anyway, so when I saw Running Away, I thought it meant strike the one that's running away, and I didn't realize it was the R was capitalized. That's a name. So, hold on a sec, someone's trying to message me. Oh lordy, my eldest is like sending me something. She's like, something about having something for her birthday. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, my daughter likes to talk to me because she's getting ready to be 13 years old. Oh man, am I feeling my age? But you know, because I'll sit there and say, "Oh, hey, let's talk to you." She's like, "I'm not interested." But boy, she wants to talk to me when she wants shit. I wonder why. Now I know. Now I can. Every day now, I can truly understand how my parents felt raising me and my siblings. Oh man, because we were little bastard children. Oh yes, I think the worst thing I could have done was because my parents were looking at refinancing the house, and this was like going back 20 years or something. And at the time, I was just like, oh, you know, could you get a little bit higher, and I can have, you know, maybe I can have some of that money to get me a desktop at the time. And at the time, it was, I'm not sure, it was like 19 or 20 years ago, but it was an Alienware desktop, and it cost over at the time $2,000. And I tell you what, looking back on it now my little brother who's had it, he kept updating it up until this past year when it finally crashed for good. It's like it was done. You know, but to be very honest, I wish, knowing what I know now, actually I regret it about 10 years later. You know, like I said, about 10 years later, when I got into the military and I saw, you know, for paying for bills and all this, you know, I really actually start to understand. It's just like, I wish I could go back and tell my parents, don't fucking refinance the house, because my mom would already have the house already paid off, or she would be like right at the tail end. You know, but instead now she's still like 200,000 plus that she still owes for the house that she's had for over. Oh, it's upstairs. That's why. I've had the house for over 30 years. So, yeah, I mean, it was yeah, my parents really forgot. I mean, granted, my dad unfortunately has passed away, and he, you know, like he was telling me before he passed away, he's like, he regrets that he got my mother to refinance the house. It was the worst idea. So bad, you know. But that's what happened, you know. It is what it is. Can't change the past. Wish I could on certain things. Maybe life would be better, but you know, it is what it is. You know. Certainly, my mother at times says, like, I wish I could bring him back to life just so I could send him on his merry way. That's how she felt about whenever she looks at the bills to pay for the house. But eventually, I'm gonna try to see if I get my mom just to sell the place, and you know, because she can't afford it unless I'm paying for the mortgage. And I'm just like, you know, when I move, you know, unless I have a job unless I eventually get a job that's making like a lot of money to where I don't need my retirement and all, at least for the time being, you know, I'm going to have to like say, I'm going to have to stop giving you this money, stop paying for your mortgage. And I know it's going to fucking kill her, metaphorically speaking, you know, because then she'll have to get rid of the house sooner. But she's hoping to hang on to the house for at least a few more years. So, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, I think I was talking about the Rangers earlier. And the New York Rangers hockey. Okay, and, yeah, they play, I'm glad they scored a lot of goals because they needed it, because they gave up fucking 4 goals to the Canadiens. What the fuck, dudes? Granted, I know I talked about it a little bit earlier. One of them, you know what? It's not on quick. The other 3 are. The other 3 is like, quick, dude, come on. You should have had those. This should have been like a 7-1 game. You know, but I mean, early on, he hang tight. You know, he kept them in there. You know, it was up to like what 4-1. At one point, but then he let it get away. Hold on a sec. Anyway, so yeah, he kind of let it get away. Oh my god, I fucking forgot. This is upstairs. I did it again. This is why I wish I had flying, because then I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll go upstairs. I just fly away, fly away. Though I wonder where the hell that teleporter is. I'm trying to remember where the hell it is. The one that it allows me to go from the bottom to the top and vice versa. Alright, so that part. Let's see, what am I missing here? Oh, here we go. Alright, got that. So that part's done. Where is the fucking teleporter? I wish they would have marked it on the map once you activate it. But I just can't think of where it went. Alright, I'll just have to walk upstairs, just run upstairs and do it the hard way. But let me go over here, finish this part of the quest, because then, let's see, once I do all these, that'll be 4 of them I done in the quest. I gotta sit down. God damn, my allergies fucking suck. Oh well, that's my life. Anyway, so yeah, so when I was talking about quick, this has nothing to do with the main quest. So, but yeah, he gave up he definitely gave up 3 goals that he shouldn't have given up. Like I said, I explained the fourth one. It was just one of those. It could happen to anybody, any goalie. You know, it was just a bad bounce, and I'm not gonna hold that against him. You know, just like Shesterkin, he had a couple. He had against the Blackhawks, he gave up 3 goals. And, you know, I mean, I think he had 1 bad bounce. You know, it shit happens. But anyway, speaking of Shesterkin, real quick, I'll pivot over to when they played against Calgary real quick. Yeah, A. Shesterkin fucking got the big goose egg, his first of the year. I think it was his 11th or 12th in his career. And going the wrong way. And yeah, he played really good. Finally, I mean, what a bounce back that is. And I mean, against Calgary, who's a good team. I mean, Calgary's got some offense. They are not to be taken lightly. Especially they were going into that game with a 4-game winning streak, and they are in contention for a playoff spot. And you know, and I saw the highlights. Like I said, I don't got regular TV, and I don't pay to watch it unless they happen to be on Hulu. You occasionally you might get a free hockey game or something, but the chances of it being the Rangers are very slim. You know, I mean, basically you got a 1 in a 1 in 15 chance, depending on when they give the free game. You know, well, I mean, it depends on who's playing the night. If they're going to do it, say, on a Tuesday, and whoever's playing Tuesday, you know, you have a 1 in however many chance. You know, generally probably be a 1 in 6 chance that you know. Are these little fuckers deciding they want to take me on? I guess so. Spank around a little bit. Anyway, so... Oh. They're not done yet. I'm not going to waste my big weapon skill against them. Fuck no. But anyways, what was I saying? Talking about the Rangers, yeah. Okay. Alright, here. Okay, so you actually got some fight in you. I mean, look at all that massive damage I just did. Ah, that's fucking beautiful. So, anyway, so going into that game, Calgary was on a 4-game winning streak. They're in contention for a playoff spot. I think for a wild card spot in the West. And let me make sure I don't got no, there's nothing around here. Okay, cool. You know, I should have really paid attention to was when I did the teleport, what side was it on? That would have told me a lot right there. But oh well. Anyway, so and the Rangers were going into Calgary with a 4-game winning streak as well, so they were playing good. You know, I mean, they were on top of all the NHL. They had the best record at one point, and as I said before, as soon as they hit the top, they were like fucking fell on their face. But now they won 5 in a row after they beat Calgary. Then they went into Montreal with a 5-game winning streak, and and even though it's like, hey, Montreal's playing like shit and all that. You know, I was watching because they put on YouTube where they have the announcer, not the announcers, but they have the experts come in, you know, generally former players and such, who would give a review of the game. So they had, I think it was Stephen Valaquette. I think that's who it was. And the other one was definitely the king himself, Henrik Lundqvist. Hold on a sec. All right, sorry about that. Anyway, so they had to come in. I didn't know who the third guy was. Maybe he was like the host or something. I don't know. Anyways, the important one who I'm watching there is obviously is Henrik Lundqvist. The other one is Steven Valakli, and I honestly don't know. You know, if it is what I think it is, he's also a goalie too. So obviously they know what they're talking about. You know. But even they say, it's like, hey, it was really good that the Rangers put up 7 goals against the Canadiens, but yeah, their defense definitely needs to step up. I mean, step up against Calgary when they needed it. Oh, did they needed it ever for that? You know, how the fuck did I get all the way over here? Oh yeah, that's right. They zapped me over. Ah, damn it. I should have got that. Well, oh well. I'll catch that afterwards. So, and it was, you know, like I said, I agreed with the. Oh wow, they actually look like the rocks a little bit. I actually thought they were rocks for a second. They're like sludges or something. I don't know. All right, let's see what this is going to take. Exit to the next gate. All right. Broken glass. Yeah. So anyways, let's see, we'll go on the map here real quick. We'll do that. Yep. So anyways, yeah, I agree with the analysis. Like, yeah, the 1 goal against Quick would suck, but the other 3 he should have been able to stop. So it should have been, in reality, you know, 7-1. You know, and you know, but they also say, look, at the end of the day, they got the 2 points. So I mean, Rangers now on a 6-game winning streak. That's tied for the highest that they've done all year. They're 8 points up in their division than the next team. Who, let me look up the rankings real quick. So it'll take me a second. And like I said, also right now it's about been doing this stream for about an hour and 15 minutes. So I think I'm gonna stream for about another hour. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna do about 45, maybe 50 minutes. So, okay, let's see. Okay, so looking up right now is with 54 games played apiece. Believe it or not, Florida has actually overtaken Boston. Actually, technically, Florida and Boston in 54 games each. They both got 74 points, but when you go to the regulation, the ROW, which is regulation overtime wins, Boston has 30 to Florida's 35, because Florida has a 35-15-4 record versus the 32-12-10 record of Boston. Never been there, but I heard it's nice. So because they got because Florida has more regular and overtime wins than Boston, they get the tiebreaker. That's the first tiebreaker. Now we go over to hold on a sec. Oh, those. Go over to the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers, with 54 games, are 35-16-3, and they have 73 points. Now, right behind them is Carolina, who's only played 52 games. I'm about to say 72, but no, it's 52 games. So they got 2 games in hand. And they're at 30, 17, and 5 with 65 points. So assuming they win those 2 games, they would be 4 points behind the Rangers. So the Rangers have a slight wiggle room, but not much. But if Carolina goes 1-1, I don't expect them to lose back-to-back games, but let's say they go 1-1 to catch up to the Rangers, then they'll be 6 points behind. I think that's more plausible, or more likely they'll go 69. So just expect them to be like 4 points behind the Rangers once they are tied in games, but we'll see. And Philadelphia also has 65 points, but they've played 55 games. So Rangers have 1 game in hand on them, so anywhere from 8 to 10 points they'll be up on them. Minimally 8, but as much as 10 when games even are played. And from there, you got the Devils. Pittsburgh is playing like shit. And then going back up to Boston and Florida, you got Tampa Bay with 55 games, and they got 65 points. So if you're looking at the wild card, right now it's well, actually I'm kind of a little surprised. Detroit's actually in there for the wild card. Toronto is leading the wild card as of right now with 64 points. And which division are they? They're in the division with Florida and Boston. Right now they're 1 point behind Tampa Bay. So, and they got, but they got 3 games on hand. So, very much it could be Tampa Bay who's actually will be leading the wild card. But then again, Detroit still has 2 games in hand on Tampa Bay, so it'll be like 1 point close. And New Jersey's right there with Detroit, so New Jersey is on the outskirts, so they're possibly looking at a playoff run. Islanders 1 point behind Jersey, so they're looking at a playoff run. Pittsburgh has only played 51 games, and they're at 55 points, so assuming they catch up, that's 4 more points, so they'll be tied for 50. They'll get 59 if they win those 2 extra games in hand. So they too will be. So they're in the hunt for a playoff spot. Washington is still in the hunt for a playoff spot. Actually, technically, so is Montreal. Huh. Well, no, not really, because Montreal actually has 54 games, so they're because Washington can be as much as within 4 points. So, I mean, Montreal, if they turn it around, if they go on a hot streak, yeah, they could. Just like how Edmonton did, because Edmonton was like damn near the bottom. They were in like the bottom 5 there at one point, and now they're so technically they're still there. Now you got Ottawa at 22 and 26, but they've only played 50 games. So if they were to win 3 games in a row, if now that puts them only 8 points behind Detroit with like 30 with like 29 games left in the season. So technically Ottawa can still, but we'll see. The next 10 games will tell how that goes. And now you jump down to here. I know I'm going on a tangent about hockey instead of playing the game. So, and you got over in the West, you got Vancouver, who's got 80 points, are on top. Let's see. Now, like, Edmonton has slowed down a lot, because they did go on a 16 game winning streak, But I'm looking at their last 10, and it says they're 7-3 in their last 10, which means out of the last 4 games, so they've lost like 3 out of 4 games in their last since they went on there. And we'll just see right now, yeah, because let's see, those 10s, 15s. Okay, so Edmonton lost 6-3 to St. Louis. They won 8-4 against Detroit. Lost 4-0 against LA, and I can't see back from that. So, actually, okay, here we go. Okay, now I'm just curious. Let's see. All right, since the Golden Knights snapped their streak, they've, let's see, counting that. So since then they've gone, let's see, 2. Yeah, they've gone 2-2 since they lost. So counting the Vegas Golden Knights in their last 5 games, they're 2-3. So now they slowed down. So let's just, yeah. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. So not even playing the game. But anyway, so let's see. Returning home. Speak with. Okay, I gotta go back. Go back here. Go back to Charlotte. So it looks like now it's going to be going back to some of these older areas. Well, I call them older areas. Some of the areas that we didn't see in the beginning. Actually, was this something? I think I've ignored this one from before. Yeah, I did. You know what? I could have just teleported over there. Oh, well. You know, it's really nice when you get to see the other players in the game walking around. It just makes it so nice. Oh, I don't know. You know, it feels alive to a certain degree. Alright. So we did that. Now we're going to go in here. Yeah. Wait for them. Alright, hold on one sec. Alright, sounds like we're going to be talking here. Sounds serious.
Order, I say. I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Charlian, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad.
Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself. She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon.
I really get the feeling that these guys are going to be the bad guys. That they knew it was coming, and now they're going to turn around and tell everybody, "You're coming with us. No point in saving this planet. And if you don't, we're just gonna murder you all, or force some of you to come." I think it's going to go somewhere. I got that feeling.
Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the Great Exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation.
The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave. Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures, and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done, that we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action, and there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Shall we then? To the Annex, to prepare for tomorrow.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Yep. There we go. Yep. Let's see where to go. So, good cutscene. I still believe the way how it got portrayed, that somehow, in my opinion, that the forum, there's just the way it portrayed off. I'm just like, yeah, there's no point in fighting, you know, and if you know, and if they do go to save the planet, that somehow it's like, well, we made all these contributions, we did all these preparations, and if you save the planet, then hold on a sec. Yeah, well, and basically it's like, you know, you can't, you know, because, you know, maybe they get a little drunk in power. It's like, hey, we're going to be in charge on the moon of everybody. So, I don't know. I just really feel like it's going to lead that way. Anyways, I'm going to mute for this cutscene.
You're alone. Good. The twins thought now would be a wonderful time to pay a visit to my chambers. Rather than listen to them bicker over tonight's snacks and tomorrow's plans, I seized the first opportunity to make my escape. To their credit, they decided against intruding on your peace and quiet. Can all be a bit exhausting at times, can't it? I wasn't sure what to make of you at first. During the Dragon Song War, how quick you were to take up a cause not your own. But I came to see that is simply the way of you and yours. I will not pretend to understand this talk of ancient primals and the final days. But I trust in your judgment and choose to believe in your cause. You and Alphino have my lance, now and always. You'll need it. Rack and ruin looming on the horizon. Calamity bearing down upon us. There's no place I'd rather be than here. Standing shoulder to shoulder with friends on the front line. So do not hesitate to send me against your enemies. I'll make them rue the day they met me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I could do with a little air. If Alphino asks, I was never here. Until the morrow.
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsabar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true they brought back tempered Garlean soldiers?
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance. Well, what have we here? Hey, are you all right? Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more. The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. Yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
All right. That was very interesting. I like this little music that got going on, a little beat to it. All right. Yeah, you just hear that little beat in the background. It just feels ominous. Another cutscene. Alright. I got all the information that I wanted out of that. We're gonna go fight. Journey to South. Let's see how it looks here now. I'm assuming we're gonna be able to get into these areas. We'll see how much we can do in the next about 10-15 minutes. Oh, gonna mute my mic.
Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash. Sun scorches earth and boils seas. And our sins ascend unto the heavens. Three dooms to unmake all we were.
The sky burns. The final days are truly upon us.
My friends, I trust you have heard the news.
We have. What can you tell us of the situation, Your Excellency?
Last night, the isle was rocked by tremors, and the earth itself cried out. Aloft, the heavens began to burn. From all about, unholy beasts, the likes of which we had never seen, came forth in fury and rage. No. To say they came forth would be inexact. The people of Radzatan themselves transformed into these baleful fiends. Though the phenomenon was observed throughout our lands, the first creature, the largest and most dreadful of the lot, wrought havoc upon us here in our fair city. Though they bear superficial resemblance to divinities of legend, they are ungodly abominations. The people decry them as blasphemies. The large one's rampage has since taken it to the northern reaches of the island. I mean to dispatch our radiant host in an attempt to quell the threat.
And what of Vritra?
Vitra too makes for the north of his own accord, and yet he knows the blasphemy and its minions were but yesterday his beloved people. I pray his boundless compassion and mercy does not deter him from taking unenviable but necessary action.
Understood. I ask that you allow us to aid you in quelling this threat.
You would risk your lives to help us yet again? I have no words to express my gratitude. Our regiments approach the north from several directions, with a number of units set to depart from the docks of Yedlinat. They will make landfall in an area of dense jungle, where one can expect to encounter dangers even beyond the fell beasts we hunt. I leave you to your preparation. You will find me at the docks when you are ready to depart.
We're as prepared as we'll ever be. Let's go.
That was an awesome cutscene. It's one of the better ones that I've seen. Now I actually want to see how the landscape has changed. Alright, let us... I just want to see how much of the landscape has changed. I mean, you see all around. I wonder... Oh no, we still can't even get up in here. Alright. Because with that, since it's going to be a dungeon, we're going on for about almost 2 hours. Okay, and I'm going to call it there. But hey, definitely better stream than what I did a couple hours ago where I screwed up pretty bad. Still not one of my better ones. Like I said, I'm still working around, just trying to find that right niche. I can, get more people to watch and all that. I'll be able to want it, hopefully everybody to enjoy and all that. I know I had a couple people in the chat yesterday. Hey, it was great having those people chat because we were able to have a back and forth going and get a really nice, good conversation, and, but hey, it depends on the days and what people are doing and all that. But I do know, hey, I am going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing a stream later tonight. It will not be Final Fantasy XIV. I actually have no idea which one I'm going to do. I was thinking about doing maybe... there's a couple games that I have. It's not going to be Final Fantasy X. It's going to be a non-Final Fantasy game. Let's just put it that way. I'm thinking either doing Rise, Son of Rome is probably the most likely one, but maybe I might do Halo. Still not entirely sure. But we'll just see how it goes. But I have no idea what I'll be playing, to be very honest. But it'll be, definitely the only thing I can say is it won't be a Final Fantasy game in any fashion and all that. Do something different, just kind of mix it up a little bit. Don't know if I do, it'll be like 5 or 6 hours from now, and it'll be probably about an hour and a half stream. Maybe shorter than that. I don't know. But anyways, tomorrow, Saturday, will be roughly about noon. At noon, 1 o'clock. Who knows? Or it might be sooner. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. There's things I do got to do. But, I do enjoy doing these streams and all that. And just make sure I'm better prepared to make sure, hey, when I'm ready to go, ready to go live, I have everything done. I'm prepping, and all I'm doing is checking for a few things, make sure I'm recording and shit like that. But I'll get better as I go. Oh, and I just realized I'm just about to hit level 90 with my guy. I'm like less than 200,000 points away. So it means basically just once I do this dungeon, I'll be level 90. I'll be like, haha. So, anyways, but we will do this dungeon that's coming up tomorrow as we continue. That's when we'll continue the quest of Endwalker in Final Fantasy XIV. And if I ever figure out how to game capture Final Fantasy XI, I can't wait to show you that, because I've been playing that a lot. It's just as amazing, and it's just an amazing game. You enjoyed the stream? Hey, like, share, follow, subscribe, and remember, enjoy life. Be happy, be safe, and with that,